What is going on? You are listening to Tags Podcast, aka Talk About Gay Sex Podcast. This is episode 779. I am your host, Steve V. Alongside, holding down the fort with me today is Cody Maurice Doggett. How the hell you doing, Cody?
Hello, darling. I'm having a wonderful evening. How are you, boo?
Very good. Had a really good weekend. Went to the Naked Beach and in Sandy Hook, Gunnison Beach, and went out a little bit. I trust you had a good weekend as well.
I worked most of it, but I found time for some fun, darling. I went to Rawhide on Saturday.
Very fun. I love
good
it.
Times.
Well, today we're talking a little bit about summer and our plans. Why does summer make gay men go so feral? From naked beaches and cruising in the Rambles to sex parties, shirtless afternoons, packed dance floors, gym motivation, and suddenly saying yes to experiences we might avoid in February. What changes when the temperatures rises? Is summer awakening something authentic in us, or are we really feeling the pressure to have the hottest, most sexual, most Instagrammable season possible? What is it about summer that we wear less? Do we see more bodies, Cody? We spend more time outside, travel, drink, flirt, stay out later, exist in public spaces where attraction can happen spontaneously. I mean, for gay men in particular, summer can feel like an invitation to reclaim that body after months of hiding it beneath coats, routines, work, and domestic life. What is it about you that you love about this time of year that makes you so feral?
Well, my birthday is in the summertime.
There you go. Right. So you're celebrating.
It's automatic for that. But there's so many other components too. I think all the things that you listed are valid. And I think also, like, growing up for us as kids, the summertime was the time when we were our freest because we'd have off from school. So there's a component of like learned routine that goes on to every year where the summertime is the time to have fun. So I think that is a huge part of it. But also, like, it's warm. We don't want to have clothes on. We see more bodies out there, and that in and of itself is enough to get me going. So I think it's a lot of different things, and I think they're all valid. I think we're here and we're queer, and we should be having fun in the summertime.
I agree. I mean, especially for people that live in the Northeast or colder places, we're so bundled up that by the time we get to warm weather, we've just waited so long, and many of us are in the gym that we just really want to. We're feral. We just want to get out there. You mentioned a new opening of a club that is very fun, very free, great music. There's a dark room. The rooftops open at various places, which gets people going. And I think people are more communal, right? We get together. Like I was just at the Naked Beach over the weekend at Sandy Hook, and
so jealous, by the way.
I noticed that people were really friendly in going up to each other, much like, in fact, there was a guy lying out next to me, and he came up very politely and knelt down and said, "Would you mind doing me a favor? Would you mind putting a little bit of sunscreen on my back?" And I said, "Absolutely." And he was so nice the way he asked, and he was just very thankful. And there was another set of gays they had a full-on DJ set. One was just mixing. I mean, I don't know how it was battery up. Yeah, it was like really fun. We went and visited that. You talk to people in the water. You walk up and down the beach, and people are, at least our community, because there's a straight section as well, but the gay community is all very just out there, very communicative, and it just makes you feel like you're a part of something, and I love that. Why summer? What do you think about summer changing our behavior? If we were to look a little bit more deeper into it, is it more skin and more visual stimulation? Do you think the longer days and increased social energy, or the fact that a lot of us going on vacations, there's more, people feel freer when they're out there? Or is it just a nostalgia for youthful summers? What is it about your summers that changes your behavior?
Well, I'm a hoe all year round. No. But yeah, I definitely feel like the summertime really gets me out there in more so into the spaces where communing, and I mean that with double entendre, is more
Yes.
possible. Is more possible. I like to commune with my fellow gays out there in the world. And I think that the summertime is a perfect time for that because, like you said, the cold is a huge deterrent for me. I hate the cold weather with a passion,
Yeah.
and if it's below freezing, I'm not trying to go outside. I want to be bundled up with somebody and wrapped up in a blanket. That's why cuffing season is a thing because
Oh, right.
when it gets colder, you naturally want to have more cuddle moments and be in the house and all wrapped up and bundled up because it's cold outside. Who wants to go outside and be a hoe? That's why hot girl summer exists because
Yeah.
when you go out, when it gets hot, it's a thing, and so it's across the board. It's not just the gays because the straights been doing it, and
Right. Yeah.
so
Exactly.
yeah,
I mean, I kind of think in some ways we become different versions of ourselves during the summertime than we do. Or, I mean, could also be we're less inhibited as well to be out there more. I find myself more, I talk to more people, strangers, and it's not
really.
just, yeah, I'm much more communal and friendlier, and as opposed to like wintertime where you're just running from place to place. And I really love that connection you can make, whether it's at a gay bar or the naked beach. Or I found the conversation, I was on the rooftop of the Eagle yesterday and I was having a whole conversation with a guy I just met, and he was talking about the Rambles here in New York, which is a place in Central Park where cruising has been going on for years and years. And he was so freely telling me about the times to go. He
Oh,
said, yeah, as soon as the sun goes down up until like 10 p.m., you can go and really, he's had, and he was exploring. He used to be a top and now he's exploring being a bottom, and he's really enjoying it. And
oh.
we were getting tips and tricks. I feel like you have a lot more of those kind of conversations with people you meet because people are feeling much more freer. It's like different versions of yourself come out in the summer. Does a different version of you come out in the summer?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that the sun really revitalizes me, and being having longer days really just helps facilitate me being more open and positive. I think when the sun goes down earlier and there's more dark times during the day, I
Right.
think my mood kind of changes. So I'm definitely more talkative and expressive and friendly. Oh,
Hmm.
imagine that, a friendly New Yorker
Yeah.
during the summer months. So I think that has to do a lot with the sunlight too. So I can see myself having a more positive outlook during the summertime because the sun just really revitalizes you and the heat revitalizes me personally. So yeah, I can definitely see all of that. And I kind of am I want to meet this guy that knows all the Ramble's tricks
Yeah,
because
right. I know.
that's it. We need a tutorial so we can spread this to the masses here on Tax
Yeah, those
Podcast.
were his main things. That you enter on the west side across from the nature. I think it's the nature. What's the museum that around? I forget.
I'm not
Well, it's,
familiar.
yeah, it's one of the museums you enter across the street from. And he said as the sun goes down up until about 10 is his biggest tips. And I was like, okay, I like this. I mean, when you talk about cruising outside, does it feel different from using an app like Sniffies? I mean, it does, right? There's a more primal sense, I think. You're really soaking in nature. There's perhaps a little bit of danger lurking,
Yeah.
or are we going to get caught? Which adds to all of it. I think the stakes are higher. And I also think cruising outside over an app, it's too easy to just ghost somebody, not go through with it, as opposed to when you're out there, if nothing else, you're going to exchange looks and go as far as, spending time because you made your way out to a place that's a cruising area. Does it feel different for you outside versus the apps cruising?
Oh, definitely. I love cruising outside. I think it's the energy that's out there and also the nerves can really, which sometimes it's not
Yes.
such a good thing for me because, if I get nervous,
Right.
too nervous, then Mr. Happy wants to go away. So
Right, exactly.
so yeah, I think the excitement and the anticipation is a huge part of it. Being out there with like-minded guys, I think that's what gives me over my nerves because you can just feel how feral and how everybody just wants to fuck when they're outside. So
Right.
it's really such an enjoyable experience for me, as opposed to, I mean, I can kind of get that sense over the apps, but it's much, much more diluted. And I feel like it's just not as visceral. So,
Yeah.
then when you get there, it's only one person on Snip, like versus hooking up with like 12 or 15 people in a
Right.
group setting outside. So yeah, it's two different experiences. And I think I prefer being outside and hooking up with people because it's kind of like a free for all. And I love a free for all. I love a good deal,
Yeah.
honey.
Right. I mean, the one thing I would say though is, at least here in the States, you have to be that much more careful. I was reading on one of the Reddit blog posts that there's kind of a crackdown now of
Really?
people, even where I was at, because apparently at a certain time, allegedly at Sandy Hook, Gunnerston Beach, that after 5, people start to go into the bushes areas, but they've been seeing a crackdown of cops kind of coming through there and breaking things up or issuing citations and taking all the fun away. And I
I
think
know,
that's
right?
where, yeah, that's where I think here you have to be a little bit more careful. Whereas I remember being in Greece, in Mykonos, and one of the gay beaches, it was totally fine. You just kind of had to climb your way up into the mountains, but there's a lot of fun around nooks and crannies and people having all kinds of fun. And it's not frowned upon, it's just kind of what it is. But I think you have to be a little bit careful, as opposed to a actual organized orgy or sex club where you're within the boundaries of a safe space,
Yeah.
which can feel different. So yeah, all those things you kind of have to keep in mind. But when it comes to summer, there's also the summer body problem, if you will. Summer confidence can quickly become summer anxiety. I mean, we work out more because we want to feel more energized and sexual, but also because some of us fear disappearing besides younger, leaner, and more muscular men. I mean, I was laughing because my friend came to the beach with me and he was like, "What's up with all these bodies? Is everybody jacked this summer? What is everybody in the, I mean, on a cycle?" It was crazy. Everybody
Girl,
like really
yes.
are, yeah. And it does make you, I mean, it can be a good thing because you're working out more, but you can also get into the trap of comparing your body to other people. And that's, I mean, is it a problem or is it just something that comes along with, summer for gays?
It can definitely evolve into a problem because I think that I am guilty of comparing myself to other people for sure. I think that for me, that's part of the motivation to actually work out. So
Yeah,
if
right.
it's harnessed in the right way, then it can be a positive thing. But like when you start to dive into a negative way of thinking about all of this, like you're not perfect, because those people
Right.
are not perfect either. So all of this is made up. So as far as quote unquote having the perfect body, doing all the things that you can in order to fit a certain mold. All of that is in your head. So I think that you should strive for the best body that you can have and actually take that into account and just be happy with, because all bodies are beautiful at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
but me personally, I have issues with that. And I know this, and I have to talk myself down from that ledge for like almost every day, I kind of sort of, because I go to the gym a lot. So I think that it's something that you should really, be mindful of, because you have to be happy with what you have at the end of the day, because you
Yeah.
know what, you're beautiful, damn it. And I'm talking to everybody out there that's listening. Your
Yeah.
body is perfect. You're a beautiful person, and don't compare yourself to anybody on the internet, especially because half those men are made up now. They're all AI. So
Yeah.
just be
Well, they
happy.
aren't on the naked beach. You have full, you can see everything
Nook and
on every,
cranny.
yeah, every nook and cranny.
You're
And
making me
it's,
more jealous by the minute, Steve. Okay, I want to see the
it,
nooks and the crannies.
I do think though there's a natural comparison, or, even when you're working out really hard, as you're aging, you're just taking it all in. And there's my friend and I were, comparing our bodies to all the other people we were seeing, but it can also be motivational too. I mean, the very next day, I went back into the gym, and it gave me more motivation to kind of get back in there. And so it was like a healthy dosage of comparison, but also
Yeah.
admiring and all the beauty that was out there too. And even admiring people that were just so free to be naked, whatever their body looked like. I think
Mhm.
that alone was is admirable to see just people being free, and it wasn't sexual at times. It was just people being free with their bodies and just enjoying a day out in the beautiful sun, and all of that I think is great, and I love that. But when exploration is actually about something else. So my friend, we had a lot of conversations on the beach, and he really wants to go to an orgy, and I was wondering, okay, I don't, is there orgies or is there sex parties? I told him there's sex parties that he should check out, and he's exploring more. But I really wanted to get down to the deeper. Is it just the permission he wants to give himself to give sexual confidence to maybe actually, for him, I think he's been more bisexual,
Mhm.
and I think he wants to explore his sexuality more with men, and he wants to explore it more in larger settings like that where you can just be free.
Yeah.
When you go to these spaces, is it just kind of to get your rocks off, or does it give you sexual confidence, belonging, being amongst our own community? What is it that it gives you?
Well, I love that you just automatically assume that I go to these spaces.
You've mentioned on other episodes, I recall.
You're like, when you go, Cody,
Yeah.
because I know you. Yeah, I've been to a couple. I went to one maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, and it was amazing. Not only were the guys really hot, but they were all just so welcoming, and they were very friendly. And I mentioned before that sometimes if I'm nervous, and I do get nervous in those kinds of settings, then it takes a while for me to get going down there.
Right.
Like, it takes some time for me to get hard. And they were all just so nice, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'll suck you off, and we can make it
Yeah.
work." And it was just, and that's how I got comfortable, and that's how it it helped me get more into the mood and the moment. So I think that a lot of these spaces, they can be really affirming. They can be, when they're done right, of course, and you have a good group of people, and they can be a space where you can really find your sexual groove and really learn a lot about your body and what makes you comfortable and what you like, and just you get to explore yourself so much more. So I do. As long as you're being safe and everybody's consenting and all those
Right.
things, you're checking all the boxes as far as that's concerned. I think just go out there and explore your sexuality, because it can be really, really helpful to you finding more out about yourself.
Yeah, I haven't been to an actual sex club in a while, but because I find they're also like a commitment, right? You're in
Mhm.
it, and it's a commitment for at least several hours. Whereas the dark rooms in a lot of the places I go to are a really nice alternative, because you can be communal with friends. Like I was having the conversation on the roof, saw some friends, talking to my bartender friends, was with Diego, having a good time. And then we made our way into the dark spaces, the dark room areas of the Eagle that we were at. And that's kind of a more primal area to explore with different people. And it's dark, there's great music playing, and you can kind of explore with different people, and or watch your partner or myself get watched, and that's kind of fun for me. And then when we're had enough, we can go back to the bar, we could go talk to some friends, and then
Yeah.
repeat the process. And I really like that kind of, it reminds me of when I would go to Europe, and so many of the European bars have back rooms, and you can kind of do the same thing too. I really like that, as opposed to actually just sort of a sex club. That works for me. But I love that there's all kinds of spaces for everybody to explore their sexuality, and often do it in safe spaces too. And so that's really key. And like you said, where people, for the most part, respect everybody's boundaries. And so
Yeah.
you do definitely have to kind of know where. I think these are good questions to ask yourself. What are you seeking when you go to a space like this? Because it helps to navigate how your evening's going to go. And for things like, do you want to watch? Do you mind if people watch you? These are good questions to ask yourself. What is your limit that you will allow yourself to explore today? Or are you just going to
The
try
limit
some
does not
things?
exist.
Yeah, what was that?
The limit
Yeah,
does not exist. It's a Mean Girls
it's
reference.
limitless.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But they're good things to ask yourself and kind of before you enter one of these spaces. If you're with a partner, what's the, I hate to use the word rules, but what are your expectations as a couple when you enter these spaces are all really good things to kind of run by and to, to have a fun, enjoyable, safe experience that, hopefully makes you coming back for more. Yes, that's, I said
Yes.
yes. But then there's also, this time of year, the morning after question, a feral summer should still leave room for boundaries and reflections. Sometimes you can, how does alcohol, drugs, consent, safety play into it? You can have too much of a good time, I think. I've been there once or twice for sure. And, things like that can get out of hand, I think, when there's too much of a good thing. Would you agree with that? Too much of a hedonist summer? Is that possible, Cody?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I haven't. Well, yes, I have. That would be. If I said I haven't experienced one, then that would be false. I think I might be experiencing one right now. Um, uh, but I think it's all about balance. Maybe I'm not
Yeah.
too out of control because I've seen people go down a very dark path,
Yeah.
and it always makes me worry. But uh, for the most part, I try and stay mindful about those things, constantly checking in with myself to see if I feel safe, if I feel like I'm going overboard. I think all of that and being mindful of who you are and who you would like to be in this world, I think that plays a huge component into how far you go down the rabbit hole. Also, having really
Yeah.
good friends, I've,
Right.
people around you that will tell you the truth and that won't mince words. And well, they do it kindly because don't come at me crazy,
Right.
but but people that will not just be yes men and not just tell you what you want to hear and will actually relate to you when if you are having uh, but like issues or things that alarm them is how I will say that because
That's
um,
well stated, I think. Yeah.
thank you. I have
Yeah.
we have a mutual friend. He told me I did something, and I was like, "Well, okay, it's time to pull back just a little bit." And ever since he told me, I don't even want to share
Oh,
share
wow.
what I
Okay.
did. Yeah. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
he's a bartender, so it was at his bar, and I was like,
Okay.
he didn't say it
Oh,
in a way that he was alarmed with it, but for me personally,
yeah.
it was
Right.
something
I
that
mean,
I kind of went too far.
yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're talking about. And you said another word before, balance. And I think when you are having, it's such an amazing time of year for so many of us to explore so many things and relating to our sexuality. But balance, I think, is kind of the key in checking in with yourself. I have to check in with myself too because sometimes, especially in my marriage too, is
Mm.
one of us perhaps going beyond something that we didn't really agree on. We have to check in a lot more, especially in a feral summer, because it's like a daily check in actually, and the balance is real too, because too much of a good thing can lead down bad choices. And we want everybody to have a good time, but I think you just, at the end of the day, you have to figure out what's your balance and how you're going to navigate that. But by all means, I hope everybody's having a great feral summer, and we want to hear how your summer is going. We can keep the conversation going over on our tags Patreon community, where the conversation continues all week. You can go to patreon.com/tags podcast. This week on my Substack, The Naked Truth, I'm going deeper into the conversation we're having last week about gay sex spaces. A new free post, Are Gay Sex Spaces More Healing Than We Admit?, looks at why places like dark rooms, sex clubs, BDSM spaces, and naked beaches can offer more than sex. They can also create freedom, confidence, community and a place where gay men don't have to edit themselves. Then on Thursday, paid subscribers will get the much more personal follow up, What I Was Really Looking For in the Dark Room, because the sex was only part of it. I'll be sharing what I was really searching for in those spaces: permission, validation, connection, escape, and a better understanding of myself. You can read and subscribe to The Naked Truth by Steve V through the link in today's show notes, or go to substack.com/ at the naked truth Steve, at the naked truth Steve. And with that, it's time to get into hot topics. And this, sadly, oh my gosh, Berlin Pride. Did you hear about this? Berlin
I
Pride was just
did.
over the weekend when a one person actually died. A man, basically a 21-year-old Abdul B, who's now dead himself, ran a van in the middle of Berlin Pride. He was only 21, and apparently it was a 21-year-old after a van rammed people near Berlin's Christopher Street Day Pride celebration, killing one woman and injuring at least 16. And they did eventually catch the suspect, Abdul, and he was actually, because as soon as he rammed everybody, he got out of this huge van and was flailing a knife around, and he was even flailing it at police too when they shot him dead, and they believed that it was an Islamic attack.
Oh
And
my goodness.
yeah, and so of course more investigations on, was this part of a larger crime of people, or was it just a one man operation? But I mean, our hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to those, the person that sadly lost their life. It was a
Yeah.
woman, and to the 21, or to the people that were all injured. What did you think when you heard about this on such a celebratory day?
Yeah, I was deeply saddened. It's just so sad because I feel like people think that the fight for freedoms and equality is kind of in the past. It's a thing of the past, and this just
Hmm.
goes to show that right now we should be doing all we can in order to ensure that we don't backslide and that we're actually making progress as far as equality is concerned. So my heart goes out to Berlin. I want them to know. I posted something in my story yesterday. They're not alone. This is all our
Oh,
fight, and yeah, it's just really sad.
yeah, yeah. I was just looking up some more on what went down. I'm glad you
What
posted
happened?
that.
Yeah,
But yeah, it raised a lot of red flags too, because of, is there more attacks on the way? Like we said, this guy, he was 21-year-old German born citizen with Lebanese roots, and it's just so awful. And yeah, so our hearts and prayers and thoughts for all of the people that were affected by this. And even if you were there too, it had to just put a whole, you think about your safety when you think,
yeah,
when you're thinking about pride, you're thinking, oh, it's a day of celebration, but here we are getting attacked at one of our major celebrations. So yeah, it's just awful. Okay, switching gears dramatically here, because there's a new facial out right now, but it's a butt facial. And spa treatments, including
wait a
bespoke
minute.
surgical here in New York at Dr. Goldstein's, it's a butt facial. They can rack up to about $250, but it's a whole, you basically, it's similar to what you would do for your face, right? There's all kinds of exfoliation. If there's ingrown hairs, it's just to have really good healthy skin. I don't know, this would probably be one I would be a pass on, because my butt's okay, I think, and I use a scrub, and it's not very hairy, so I don't have any ingrown hairs. Would you spend upwards of $250 on a butt facial?
Facial? No, girl.
Yeah,
I love Dr. Goldstein, and thank goodness he didn't offer me this when I went to go see him because I would it would have been a hard pass. Can
yeah.
you even call it a facial if it's on your butt? Wouldn't it
I
be a
know,
butt show?
right? There you go. I think you're right. Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't think I'm with this. I would like to see the results first before I sign up for this because it seems like something that is unnecessary for me.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's a pass for me. But hey, if you've got a lot of extra coin and you want to take care of
Ooh.
that booty, by all means, let us know if you're doing it. We want a actual report on somebody that's had one done. Okay, well, if you think people just turn people away on the apps, regular gays, think again when gay porn star Derek Kage refused to have sex with performer Dick Dawson, as he was quoted as I only film with people I'm attracted to. And this all went down when performer Dick Dawson
Wow.
took to Twitter to share a message between him and fellow performer Derek Kage, in which Dick attempts to arrange a three-way collab between him, his husband Bo Matthews, and Derek. Well, the content would have presumably been shared. All the performers would have gotten the content and posted it on their OnlyFans, but Derek declined Dick's offer, telling him that he was only attracted to Dick's husband, Bo, not Dick. Derek added, I only film with people I'm attracted to. And that then prompted Dick Dawson to actually have a rebuttal and post a video of him where he basically said, there are approximately 50 billion ways to politely decline filming content with someone. For example, sorry, I can't travel right now, on and on and on. And he really called out Derek um, on his video and in a really good way. I'll try and post this on our Tags Patreon community for you to watch his reaction. But isn't there a better way to say that you don't want to film with somebody or have than to say if it's your husband, great, but not you. I don't have sex with people I'm not attracted to.
I mean, I really don't see the harm in this. I is it me? I think just telling the truth and being 100% authentic and awesome, honest is just fine. I don't see anything wrong with this, honestly. Is that
Really?
bad? No.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think there's probably a better way to do it. I
Maybe.
think I think that the other I think the Dick Dawson, perhaps his ego was hurt a little bit,
Yeah.
because I don't think I would post a conversation about somebody turning me down on my Twitter account and then go on and put a whole lengthy. It shows that it really affected you by what he said, and
Yeah.
it's not that serious. I think at the end of the day they should probably have thicker skins. I think that Derek could have done it in a better way. He could have just declined and said, or I'm not available, or I'm taking a break right now, or I'm not going to get out your way anytime soon. Would have
But
been
he's
maybe a little bit better, but
that would be lying, and like and that would leave it open to for the future to be like, oh, okay, maybe we can record together now or soon, and
yeah.
that's not a possibility for him. So it's best to be honest. I guess maybe he could have said it in a nicer way, but I'm reading the text message right now, and it says
Uh-huh.
I'm genuinely flattered. He led with that before he said he's not attracted to him really, and I think maybe
Oh,
if it was spoken,
yeah.
then it would have been a little bit different. Maybe he should have left him a voice note instead of typing that out, because I think that a lot can be misconstrued through text. But I really, and also like maybe he was hurt, but because he's not used to hearing no, because he's
Oh,
a
right.
genuinely attractive person. But even genuinely attractive people are not going to be everybody's type. So I think maybe he should get a little reality check. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm
Yeah.
sounding a bit harsh, but like I've been rejected a lot, and I don't think I'm ugly. So
Right.
just take one on the chin, buddy. You're not going to be
Yeah.
everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, and I think to post it just made it amplified unnecessarily and didn't, like, we shouldn't even be talking about this. It should have just not have been a story, because now every time we hear the Dick's name, we're going to think about this thing, and it's not maybe how you want to be known for,
Yeah.
that you took something so personally. Just deal with it in stride and move on.
Like,
But
I'm reading the text message and it's really nice actually. He's at the end he goes, "I hope you understand." I'm like, this is a perfectly legitimate text message to not to turn someone down, in my personal opinion, honestly.
okay, I like that. Yeah, I thought it was a little harsh, but I mean, it's yeah. Direct being direct is good, and I'm more annoyed with the response of
Yeah.
how he
Am I
took it.
mean?
No, not at all. Am I mean? That's
Am
funny.
I mean?
Um,
Maybe.
well, explain this because Jim Penis. Remember, we were talking about when I was. This is beach conversation. I was talking to my friend, and we did a story recently about how when you're in the hot sun, like a naked beach, the blood actually makes your dick can look a little bit plumper, a little bit fatter because of the sun. And I mean, don't get in the water because that's a whole different situation. But at least while you're just soaking up the sun, the veins loosen up the skin and your dick can actually appear a little bit fatter. And I think that's why a lot of people like to go to the naked beach when you're in that mode, right, of looking around because your dick can look bigger and fatter a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Gym penis was just discussed in a recent article why your bulge shrinks when you work out, and experts were breaking down shrinkage phenomenon, its impact on our community, and it's basically gym penis, gym dick. It's nothing to be concerned about, but basically, if it sounds a little ridiculous, Dr. David Schaffer, a board certified plastic surgeon and owner of a medical spa, Schaefer Clinic on Fifth Avenue, says it refers to the temporary shrinking or retraction of the penis and scrotum that many men notice during or right after intense workout. It's completely normal physiology, not a sign of any problem or lack of manhood. And basically, it just happens when your body's stressed, right? You're putting a lot of, and it contracts. During exercise, your body prioritizes sending blood to the working muscles. That's why you get that pump when you're doing biceps and vital organs to support performance and oxygen delivery. It temporarily reduces the blood flow to non-essential things like your scrotum and your penis. So,
Wait a
and the
minute now.
it's
I think both of those
temporary.
are very, very essential in my personal opinion.
It comes back and it's nothing to be worried. But would it impact our community? I guess if you were really trying to put it out there, you know, kind of show the outline, maybe it wouldn't be as pronounced. But I don't know. Isn't you sound like you're pretty serious when you're in the gym and keep to yourself? I'm in a building gym where there's really no hot guys around or anything. And so I'm just, yeah, this wouldn't bother me at all. Does it bother you now knowing this scientific phenomenon?
Yeah, no, not really. When I'm in the gym, I'm there to work out. Like I go on Sniffies or I watch little videos or I go on Grinder just to see what's going on. And on Sniffies, like I get some messages from people that are like, "How's the gym? Is it cruisy?" I'm like, I
Oh,
have no
wow.
idea.
So
I
you
don't
don't
know
turn on
at
your
all.
sniffies at the gym,
I
I'm
do,
assuming.
but
Oh, you do?
I go on and I just look around and see what's going on. I'm there to work out though, and normally, when I'm on Sniffies, I'm generally not looking for right now. I have that in my profile too, but when I get on, people always hit me up, especially if I'm at the gym and it tags you at the gym. So when I go on and I'm at the gym, people are like, "Is it cruisy? Have you been in the locker room? You're not showing up." I've gotten so many messages of people being like, "You are you coming in the locker room to show your dick?" And I'm like, "No, I have to go to work. I only have 10 more minutes to finish this up." So yeah, not me. I'm normally in and out, but it does happen a lot, I feel like. But it the shrinkage part of it, it's not going to bother me.
Yeah.
Also, I usually wear a jock strap to the gym, and that automatically kind of like pushes things forward.
Oh,
So,
that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Neighbors are trying in Seattle are trying to shut down a queer nude beach. Speaking of nude beaches, but a judge just stopped them. Supporters of the Denny Blaine Park nude beach in Seattle, Washington, got a mixed verdict. last week after a neighborhood group tried to shut the popular LGBTQ plus gathering spot. But the judge in the case agreed that public sex and masturbation remain a public nuisance at the park, but declined to close it. And it's basically in front of this $1 million, this huge house. Who lives? This guy, Stuart Sloan, lives across the street from this nude beach, and it's enclosed. The beach, there's trees, but still, I think some public indecency happens in and around the beach, and that's what's kind of causing the uproar. A lot of people are trying to, I mean, I'm glad that they didn't take down and close the beach completely, but what do you think about the complaints that people are noticing that, there's some activity happening as well?
I'm kind of two minds on this one because, like, I get it. Who wants to look out their window and see people having sex on the beach? But
Right.
also, I'm probably one of those people that's having sex on the beach.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Me. Yeah.
it's I'm kind of like on the fence about this, like, because I get it. Like, it can be. I don't find it indecent, honestly. But if I had kids, it would be a different story. Like, I wouldn't
Right.
want my kids to look out the window and see that. And it's in front of a house. Who knows who's in the house? And different people have different levels of comfortability with that type of thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Try and be more discreet about it. That's the only solution that I can come up with as far as that is concerned. But I'm not the
Yeah.
judge.
Exactly.
I'm
I know.
glad he didn't
Usually,
close it though.
right. Usually, a lot of these beaches are so removed. Like the one we went to, Gunnison, is you have to. It's on an old military base, uninhabited, right? And then the bus takes you, drops you off, and then the gay areas all the way to the. It's like a hike, right? Usually, most of the ones that I've known, gay beaches are like it takes a whole hike to get there, so removed. This one's interesting because it's kind of in a neighborhood, so I could see where issues would come up literally. But I'm glad that the judge is finding, hopefully he can keep it open still so people don't lose their, the community doesn't lose a place that they enjoy to inhabit.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like, who would buy a house in front of a nude beach? Number one, and see how I'm still on the fence because I also think
Right.
who would want to have sex in front of somebody's house that's sitting right
Well,
there?
exactly. Yeah.
Not me. So I get both sides.
Yeah. Well, we love giving advice, and today is no different. We can give our handles at the end of the show if we give sex and relationship advice here. But this one was asking, Hi, Jake. And they asked the question, I only came out a few years ago before I was hooking up with guys in secret. So I pretty much went along with whoever showed interest in me. But now that I'm actually dating openly, I finally get to decide who I'm interested in instead of just taking whoever comes along. The problem is, I have no idea where I fit. Some days I think I look pretty good. I'm a little husky, but I have a handsome face, and more than one guy has complimented my legs. Other days, all I can see are the things I'd change. My hairline has started receding. I wish I were a couple inches taller, and suddenly I feel average at best. Then the bars make it even more confusing. Sometimes a guy I'm not attracted to comes over and starts flirting with me, and I immediately think, oh, are they out of my league? Other times I'll catch a really attractive guy checking me out, and I wonder if I'm selling myself short. Then I'll see someone gorgeous across the room and spend the 20 minutes trying to decide whether talking to him would be confident or completely delusional. So, how are you actually supposed to know where you rank in the gay world? Is there some gay hotness scale they're missing? I think, wow, this is a lot of time spent on yourself and how you fit in. And I think just be the best version of yourself and take care of yourself and be confident and put yourself out there. You'll know when someone's interested or not interested by a look, a glance, a hello. And I think they're spending way too much time in their head with a lot of these things because, yeah, people do look around and size everybody up, but you don't want to get in your head with all this stuff. What do you say to this, Cody?
I completely agree with you. I think that they're definitely in their head because all of this hotness stuff is totally subjective. Yes, there are people that are kind of undeniably attractive, but like just with this Derek Cage, I think his name is,
Right.
uh, it's all there's somebody that's not attracted to him. And
Right.
it's been proven, it's on in text and it's on the internet right now that some people are,
Oh,
you know.
right. Yeah,
um
exactly.
so you're not going to be attractive to 100% of the people. You're probably just fine. You're probably like a 7 or an 8, honestly. So I think you should just go with that, and don't be afraid to go up to anybody, because you never know at the end of the day. And at worst, you'll get rejected and you'll go move on to the next person, and at best you'll hook up with him, and then somewhere in the middle you might even make a new friend. So you never
Yeah.
know. Go, just put yourself out there as much as possible. And as somebody who suffers from this, is like, oh my God, am I attractive? Sometimes I feel like a 9, sometimes I feel like a 6. And it's the negative speak in your head. And you kind of have to beat that back and
Yeah.
tell yourself that, I learned a lot from RuPaul. And she says the inner saboteur will rear its ugly head at any time, any moment. And you just have to not listen to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about it at the top of the show on being on the naked beach and just looking at all these different types, and people are super hot, and some have amazing bodies, and those natural thoughts might come into your head, but it's like you said, filter them out and don't let them sit there. I think that's the where we get into trouble is we
Yep.
spend too much time in that area. It's so you're going to have all kinds of thoughts come into your head, but just process them out. It's interesting because there was a comment on this that said back in the early 2000s there was a website, hotornot.com, where you would literally gays would upload a photo of themselves, and strangers would rate their attractiveness on a scale from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
When
I
I
remember.
mean, you have to have it in for yourself to put your photo up there and let the internet. I'm glad this is not around anymore
Wait, you
because
never did it?
you knew this, hot or not? No, I
Yeah,
didn't even.
I post my picture on there.
Oh my God, no, I don't want to.
I
It's
wanted to
almost
bring it
like
back.
don't read the comments
Yeah, no,
often.
I
We
agree.
say that to ourselves sometimes on certain things because I don't really. I want to just put out the good work and be the best version of myself, but I don't
Yeah,
really want to know what everybody thinks. And there's enough of that already implicit out there. And I think people are judgy as it is. To have an actual site that you would just ask everybody to rate you. I mean, do you
so
remember what
funny.
you got on there and what?
I
I
don't.
mean,
It wasn't low. It wasn't like I wasn't a
no,
10
right?
for sure, but it wasn't. It was somewhere around 8 or 7.5 or something like that. Like,
Did people put comments
decent.
as well?
I don't
Like,
remember if there were comments.
okay,
Can you imagine?
I know. Good.
People
Like,
are mean.
oh, me. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Unforgiving.
I'm
But like
glad I didn't
I
know
asked
this.
for it. I asked to be rated. And I want to go
You
back and
sound like you
see.
had no problem putting your picture up there, and
No, I wanted to know. I was curious.
oh my
So
God, that is so funny. I mean, I never heard of it, but wow, I'm going to start asking people, hot or not? Did you do it?
I think
Wow.
we should take a poll in the gay bar. I think we should bring it back. Oh my God,
No, no, it
if we
sounds like
do
the
a
worst
live,
thing ever.
if we
Yeah.
do a live, we can do hot
We
or
could do
not.
it.
We can bring somebody.
Oh my God. Yeah, get canceled immediately. Yeah, forget it.
Okay, you're right. It would be a shit show. Never mind.
Oh my God. We could do this all day, but we can't because you've got a show to go see. What are you going to go see,
I'm
Cody?
gonna go see the Cats Jellicle Ball. I can't wait. I don't have a fan, but it'll be all right. I look
That's
fierce.
okay. Yeah. Oh, that's great. We'll enjoy that. And we look
Thank
forward
you.
to a review when
Fabulous.
we're live on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be a good show. We have a special guest, a relationship coach. So it's going to be really good. Join us. You can get the link by going to tagspodcast.com and click on Tags Live, and you can register on Crowdcast and join us. It's a lot of fun. We love when you weigh in live on our show because it's like you're part of the show as well. So join us, Tags Live, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Cody, so much fun.
Always.
You can follow
Always so much fun.
Cody. Yeah, follow Cody on the Gram and Blue Sky at the same handle at Mr. Maurice. Follow me on the gram. I am _Steve V. Also, don't forget about my new Substack at The Naked Truth Steve, at The Naked Truth Steve on Substack. Get the free post out today, and Thursday the paid post is out. Check it out. And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Lovely.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.